Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of the gun cleaning video. If you haven't seen part 1, it's in the description below, as well as on a card somewhere above my head here. Part 1 was a complete teardown of the bolt carrier group and a good scrub-a-dub of all that stuff. Part 2 is going to be the actual lower receiver, upper receiver, and barrel cleaning. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so for this piece, you are going to want to tap out this front retention pin here. Like I said, mine is quite stiff as it has not been taken apart very many times. It is easier to do this if you close the gun up and then just push it through. And then just separate the upper from the lower. We're actually going to start on the lower here, and we'll move to the upper shortly. For the lower receiver, we're really not super worried about digging real deep into it. Most of the lower receiver parts are going to stay relatively clean. Like that's what I'm getting off of the inside there. Like under the hammer, it's got a little bit of dirt in it, or it's not bad. So I'm going to do this more or less without cleaner. I'm going to give it a couple drops of oil and not really worry about it, but I'm just going to scrub it out with this lovely Q-tip here. Unless it's actually horrifyingly dirty in here, you can just coast over everything. Just give it a nice once over, and you should be in good shape. So more or less, just a quick once over on the lower, on any moving parts. I'm actually going to just take a drop or two of gun oil on the hammer springs, on the trigger spring, and that's about it. I mean, it's the lower is very simple, so just one drop on each side. I'm not somebody who likes to run my rifle really wet. That's all. Just I think I put 4 drops in there, 1 on each side for each of the springs, and I'm gonna call done on that. In the upper receiver here, your dirtiest spots are gonna be kind of these channels here, and right there around, right there around the gas tube. So get in there with a, oh yeah, ew, just immediate and instantaneous ew. And this is another one of those things, even though it's a large area, it's got a lot of real tiny nooks and crevices. So take your time with this one. I'm actually gonna give it a spray of cleaner real quick and let it sit. So this is my cleaning kit. It's extremely basic. I think I got it from, I don't know, Gander Mountain or something. But it's got a bunch of different options. And of course I don't have my little handle. So it was easy enough to find. It was sitting right there on my workbench. So, hey, okay, so now we've got one that's plenty long here. And I'm going to attach the 30 caliber little scrub-a-dub brush. So this is a relatively easy one. All you're gonna do is kind of ram it down the barrel and then extract it afterwards. So we're not dumping any gunk into the receiver. I'm gonna do it receiver side first. Gosh, this is enormous. Okay, there we go. And the handle actually allows the rod to free turn. So as it travels down the barrel, you might notice it's spinning. It's gonna spin with the rifling of the barrel. And there it is out the other side, and then drag it back through. All that's really doing is kind of loosening up any hardened carbon that's in there, any buildup that's in there. I didn't think mine was too bad. God, that's beautiful. This is like a 9-in-1 twist. It's just a very pretty barrel. And there's actually absolutely no trash in there at all, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna run a single patch down, just make sure that there's no crud in there, but from actually looking down it, I could see absolutely nothing that would concern me. Okay, so your cleaning kit is more than likely, and I've never seen one without it, but it's gonna come with a little loop like this. Where are we? Here we are. See, that's a little loop right there. So you want to thread your patch in half, fold your patch in half, and thread it through the eye of this little loop there. So you've got kind of a dual flags kind of thing going on, and then just ramrod it the same way that you did the other one, out the end and back. And you can see we definitely picked a little bit of junk up there for sure. Not too bad. I'm really not concerned about cleaning it any further than that, just because it's extraordinarily minimal in there, which is kind of hilarious since the bolt was so disgusting, but the barrel is almost perfectly clean. Who knows? So we are going to move back to our upper receiver now, and with our lovely little Q-tips here, I'm going to scrub out any little corners, get any and all gunk and junk out of here. You can see a few patches down there that need a little love. All right. Okay, so you may be wondering, where do we put oil on this bolt before it goes back in? And the answer for that is going to be like, kind of like everything else, wherever anything moves is where you want oil. And we're talking a drop of oil. Don't overdo it. You'll just drag in all the dirt in the universe into your gun. So I'm going to put one drop back in here. Boop, on the back end of the bolt, in where it's inside the carrier there. And that's gonna, as that fires, that's gonna lubricate itself a little bit there as well. I'm gonna put a little drop on the bottom here, kind of rub it in, because this is dragging all over everything. On the back here too, a little bit of this stuff goes a very, very long way. It's very thin. Once you rub that in with your finger, you can wipe it with a cloth. It'll take all it needs into the metal. And that's pretty much it. I'm probably gonna throw one more drop up front here on the bolt itself. Rub it all the way around. Okay, and then give it a wipe with the cloth. Preferably a clean area of the cloth or a new cloth. But yeah, there we go. That's about finished right there. We have ourselves one clean bolt. Lovely, lovely. So reassembly, very, very simple here. If you can find both pieces of the gun, just set your upper on your lower, kind of made them together. Slide your front pin in. All right, we are good there. Where is my charging handle? Hello. Charging handle goes in first. Kind of put it in halfway, press up a little bit, and drag back until it snaps upwards. That's the tabs. These tabs right here. There we go. Right there. On both sides, you see them? Little wings. There's a groove that those actually ride into. So all the way down, or like halfway in, press up slightly, drag back, you'll find that. Once you find that groove, just push it down just enough that it's not falling out. Okay, now take your bolt carrier group, make sure that your bolt is all the way forward. Put your gas key into the channel on the bottom of the charging handle, and the whole thing should just drop right in. There we go. Pushed all the way in. Rotate your back end up, and God, this is so stiff. But once it's back together like this, just pop the rear pin back in, and you have reassembled very nice and clean rifle. Alright guys, so that's it. That is the cleaning of the group, the barrel, the upper and lower receivers. Always remember to keep your firearms clean. It could be the difference between life and death. Obviously I need to clean this one more frequently than every 300 or 400 rounds. I need to clean it every time I come home from the range, like I would do for my shotguns or my 5.56 pistols. Probably should clean my AK someday, but you know, We'll get there. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for joining me for this video. I hope you learned something here today, and if you didn't learn anything, check out some other videos. You might find something that's interesting to you. Hit the buttons if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.